He was at work as usual at his Oxfordshire office today. Scotland Yard says Signor Briatore is not likely to have been the real target. A spokesman said it was possible the terrorists were forced to dump the bomb after being spotted. The intended target isn't known.
Another 100,000 people will lose their jobs in the region over the next 12 months, according to new forecasts published today. The report from the NatWest Bank says the southeast has the slowest economic growth rate in the country.
A Korean factory in the northeast is a prime example of the success of a region in attracting foreign firms. According to a new report, the southeast is set for more unemployment and less economic growth than other regions. One of the reasons is the failure of the southeast to attract foreign investment.
Because in general, the proportion of manufacturing output and employment in the southeast is below the national average, it inevitably attracts less investment, and the southeast is over-congested. In general, it's more expensive.
The government tonight said an organisation, the London Forum, was being set up to encourage business and tourism to London.
And that's it now. The weather forecast with Suzanne Charlton.
Good evening. Just one ray of sunshine across the country today around Kinloss and Inverness up in Scotland. That small hole in the cloud will stay more or less in the same spot overnight, but elsewhere vast amounts of cloud and a lot of it low. It's huddling down onto the hills and it'll give extensive mist and fog over the hillier areas. In fact, over the very highest of the hills, well above 300 metres, well there we'll see freezing fog and some icy roads for the higher passes. But lower down it'll just be ordinary fog, but nasty for all of that. There'll be some drizzle around up through the northeast of England, parts of eastern Scotland. Little drizzly rain moving through parts of Northern Ireland and western Scotland too overnight. Basically a cloudy night then. That small hole though will allow some patches of fog to fall in central Scotland and there to be a touch of frost there too. But lower down away from the hills, the rest of the country under the blanket of the cloud, around 2 or 3 degrees at lowest. As far as tomorrow's weather map looks, high pressure is way out to the east but still strong enough to have some effect on the country's weather. So basically a lot of dry conditions around but still cloudy. This little weather front in the north will bring some drizzle brushing past the north of Scotland. For many areas it will be cloudy, perhaps not quite so gloomy in the afternoon as the morning, but still quite cloudy and grey for all that. We're really going to have to hunt for the holes in the cloud. I think we will see some more sunshine in that same part of central northern Scotland there. It'll become drier, I think, over parts of southern Scotland and northeastern England. We may just see the cloud thinning enough there too to see a little bit of brightness coming through. We could just see a little bit of brightness in one or two other spots, but basically for many areas yet another cloudy, overcast day, and by the end of the day we'll see some more drizzle and rain moving into the Outer Hebrides. The wind's freshening from the south there, fairly light over much of the country, and temperatures much as today, so feeling about as cold. As far as Friday and the weekend's concerned, a weather front coming in from the north, dying out, and then being replaced by another one on Saturday. So cloud and rain at times in the north, somewhat brighter, cold in the south.
Among the vines stood an old stone farmhouse, weathered by wind and sun to a colour somewhere between honey and pale grey. In the afternoon sun, with the wooden shutters half closed like sleepy eyelids, it was irresistible.
John Thaw stars in Peter Mayle's A Year in Provence, beginning Sunday the 28th of February on BBC One.
World Championship Boxing. Football action from the Premier League and the Italian Cup quarter-finals. Snooker coverage from the Wembley Conference Centre. And the World Skiing Championships from Japan. Sounds just too good to be true. Sports Night, tonight 10:20 on BBC One.
And first on BBC One, Clive James casts his eye over the 20th century and discovers fame in the 60s.